Hey guys, I am doing something a little bit different today. I don't usually post things on Sundays or, make my videos on Sunday afternoons, but there's something that I wanted to address, and I wanted to do it at a time that hopefully it'll stick out so that everybody will see it. There's so many of you that I am impressed with and proud of, and I've seen you overcome challenges and obstacles throughout the course of, it's only been what, 6 weeks into the new year, but there still seems to be an underlying problem throughout all my groups. So I don't want anybody to feel like I'm singling them out because you're not alone. It's not just you. And maybe this doesn't apply to you right now, but at some point in your journey, you might fall off the wagon and struggle getting back on. And, maybe something I say today will help you realize that it's okay, but, excuse me, but you have to make a change. So if you're offended by what I say, that's okay. I'm not going to apologize for anything I say today. Maybe you need to be offended so that you can change your perspective. But I want you to know that there's a difference between being offended and being defensive. Being defensive is, you're putting up a wall, you're turning hard and cold, and you're not willing to make changes. Being offended just means that hurt, like your feelings have been hurt. And maybe sometimes we need to be offended so we can realize what we're doing. And I want you to know that nothing in your life is going to change if you're not willing to make necessary changes. You are here, you are in this group because you wanted to make changes, or maybe it was because you wanted to see changes in your life. But to see those changes, you have to make changes. And we've talked a lot about goal setting and making vision boards and creating the steps to help you get where you want to be. But I also feel like those of you that are struggling the most have not taken advantage of that Powers of 21. You haven't applied it. You haven't created your vision board. You're not doing the necessary steps to see the changes. And I know that it's frustrating when you're not seeing progress, but when the only thing that you're focusing on is those results, then it really does take the joy out of what you're working towards. Those changes, they don't have to be hard. They don't have to be big, but they do have to be deliberate, and you have to act on them. If you are getting down on yourself for eating brownies or cookies every single day, then don't do it. If it's going to make you feel guilty or shame yourself at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Either don't eat the cookie or be okay that you ate a cookie. I want you to know that I get caught up in cycles of eating things I shouldn't do. You could even call it binge eating traps myself. And the more that I focus on the emotion and the cravings and that I'm eating what I shouldn't, and it makes it harder and harder to stop myself. And then, yes, I do feel like crap because I ate half a chocolate cake by myself. Yes, I did do that last week. But if I pull myself away and I remind myself of the big picture, then mentally I can tell myself, I don't want that. I don't want to feel like that. It's not about telling yourself that you can't have it. It's about reminding yourself and seeing that overall what I'm working towards is better than that chocolate cake. So I'm not saying that you will never eat sweets again or enjoy those treats, but you've got to be in control of yourself so that you can enjoy them, so that on those special occasions when your hubby brings them home, and surprises you with them, or you go on a cruise, whatever the case may be, you're not shaming yourself for enjoying them. You can actually enjoy it. So set up little goals and benchmarks for yourself, or go cold turkey, whatever works for you. You've done it before. You know what works for you. You can do it again. Also, I am all for program hopping and figuring out which program you like the best. Do a little Chalene Johnson here, do a little T25 here, do a little Tony Horton here. But if you want tried and true results, pick one program, do it in its entirety, see if it worked for you, give it the full 21, 30, 60 days, and then decide if it didn't work. Now, I'm not saying find your favorite workout of the program. Do not do Dirty 30 for 2 weeks straight, because yes, you are going to get bored. Your muscle groups are going to get bored. These programs were specifically designed to keep you from plateauing, to work different muscle groups, to keep your body guessing. If all you're doing is Dirty 30 or Speed 1.0, then you might as well go get a $10 program from Walmart, because you're not trusting in the system and the process. So don't complain that you're not getting results if you're not going to follow through with it. And those numbers are the last thing that I want you to think about. I know you have the opportunity each weekend to update your stats, but if that's a problem for you, then stay away from the scale. Measure once a month. And then don't complain about your results or your lack of results unless you have taken pictures, done measurements, and weighed yourself. You've got to give yourself something to compare against at the end of the month. And while yes, you need to have that big goal in mind and to measure, where you want to be and, where you're at, the more you focus on that end result instead of the steps that you need to take to get there, the farther away from that goal you're going to feel. And I can't tell you enough how important it is to focus on the little daily activities. We've done so much with the compound effect in this group, and I just hope that you guys will go back and you will utilize that, because that's the whole reason for your bingo card, for the Powers of 21, for your vision board. You've got to change your focus so that you can change your perspective. If you tell yourself you can't make a change, well then no, you can't. I recently, as in today, I had to reorganize my entire schedule because I have new things that I have to fit in. And my old schedule wasn't working for me. It wasn't flexible enough. And last week, I was very overwhelmed and just like, how am I going to do this all? But I sat down and I just wrote everything out. These are the things that I have to do daily. These are the things I have to do weekly. And then I reconfigured it so that it would work. I started over. I took a new approach. I have a new perspective, and I'm on fire again. So do what you personally need to do to fit in these things so that you can make the accomplishments that you're going for. And I want you to know that I know that you paid good money to be in this group. And I understand that with all my heart. And I want nothing more than for you to find success. But just having the tools isn't going to get you where you want to be. Just because you have a hammer and some nails and some boards in the garage doesn't mean a birdhouse is going to magically appear. You have to use them, and you have to use them in the right way. You're going to have to saw them, and you're going to have to put them together. And if you're having a hard time lean in to the group. If you're struggling, post more. Read those posts every single morning. The more you do it, the more others are going to do it. If you're not paying attention to those morning posts and leaning into the group, then how do you expect it to help you? That's what they're there for. So if you're struggling with eating, make it your intention to snap a picture of everything you eat and post it into the group. Seriously, it takes 3 seconds. And I love sharing transformations and seeing the mindset breakthroughs that happen in these groups. But I want you to know that I do not take credit for any single one. Yes, I offer the tools, the support, the information, but those ladies that have had that significant weight loss, they're the ones that utilize the group. They are the ones that put in the work and are willing to make the changes. So stop guilting yourself and shaming yourself because you messed up. Use it as a learning experience so that you can know for next time or next week, hey, maybe Wednesdays is my rough days. Maybe I need to take it a little easier on Wednesdays so that Thursday, Friday, I can power through and be strong. The roller coaster ride is never going to end, but you don't have to get off and feel the constant guilt and shame. I love you guys, and I want you to know that I know what is possible if you stick to it and put your mind to it. And if you need to, get with me and we will create a plan that works for you. And then we can tweak it little by little until it is exactly perfect for you. So I don't want you to feel like you're in this alone. I don't want you to be upset that, I want you to have success. And I don't know any other way than to just trust the program, trust the process. I have one challenger that, she was very frustrated that, 2 weeks in, she wasn't seeing results. She wasn't really, she's like, it's not working. It's worked in the past. It's not working this time. Bam. 3 weeks in, her mindset had changed. She was seeing results. She gave it the time and put in the work. It's not just about being in the group. It's about utilizing it. So if you need help, please talk to me because that's what I'm here for. That is my job. That's what you're paying for to be in this group. So I hope that you guys will take this and process it as you plan your week this week so that you can start off strong, and we will see you tomorrow morning.